What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Keeta, KTA, the cheetah today. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's get into it, okay? It's the 21st day of March. Here we are sitting at about 15.3 cents with roughly 9 hours and 15 minutes left in the day. We're moving up. We're up 5%. That's not bad. It's the weekend, though. Weekend shenanigans do happen. Even with weekend shenanigans, it's nice to be up a little bit today. 5%. Hey, heavily, I have heavily advocated for the buy down in these areas, looking death in the face. Some people called me a knife catcher. And that might seem justified because if you're looking at this chart, again, there's no real reason to be bullish here. We're in the middle of nowhere. We could keep dropping. But we've got the fundamentals on our side, right? The team is working. They're building products. They're literally setting themselves up to just be a better product every freaking day. Okay. And if this chart could show the all-time history, or did show the all-time history of KTA, you'd see that right here where we found support was a serious phase of consolidation before. So it's actually a perfect area to find support. Very bullish here. Okay, very, very bullish here, my friends. I don't know what to do because we look at this 4-hour time frame here. You look at the RSI here. There is a double bottom in the RSI. It's like a triple bottom. But we go to KTA USD on Coinbase, and now you got the lower lows. I don't know. I don't know who to trust. Do I trust the general chart from TradingView, or do I trust the Coinbase chart, which has the most volume, verifiably? I don't know. I don't know. Kraken probably has the next most volume, and it looks the same too. So I'm going to trust the Coinbase chart for the short-term stuff. I like to trust the Coinbase chart. Even whenever it looks different than the other charts, it normally leads us the right way. Normally being the key word there, okay? Don't take anything into blind faith. Either way, though, triple bottom or lower lows, whatever. I mean, we were pretty oversold. And now look at this. Look at what we're doing here. First off, the first test anytime you get out of the oversold zone is, can you get above the 40? Well, it looks like we're doing that now. That's great. The next step is, can we get above the 50? We could find resistance there, which means we have a little bit more pumping to go, but not much. And it's the weekend, so that could make sense too. Come back down, bounce off the oversold zone, and continue to rally later. Or do we rip? And then the next level after that is the 60. And if we don't stop at any of these levels and we just rip right up to the overbought zone, you guys, we are going to see a massive recovery, which would just be phenomenal. Any of these are possible. Don't think that the last one, the best one, is the most possible just because it's the best one. Any of them are possible. We might move up just a little bit more and then move back down. We might move up a little bit more than that and then move back down. We might see a little bit more than that and then move back down. We might see an exuberant force come into play and then move back down. Whatever it might be. I don't know what's going on. We won't see all that crazy stuff at the end there. But anyways, looking at the RSI, definitely bullish here. Well, let me correct that. The RSI overall is bearish. It's incredibly bearish, actually. And that makes sense. The price action is incredibly bearish as well. But there are bullish implications here, and I think that we do push higher. The stochastics look bullish on the 4-hour. Absolutely they do. I would think we continue to push until we get overbought here. That overbought in the stochastics does not have the same effect as getting overbought in the RSI. But still a bullish effect nonetheless. And the MACD is cross green. And again, here with our histogram, it's not the lowest readings that we've ever seen, but we typically don't go too much lower than this. And this was a very solid, healthy phase of bearish momentum. We're very far away with our oscillators down here, and we found support down here last time. I think we're finding support here now. We can go lower. It can happen. Anyways, looking at this as the price action goes, let's see here. Is this the right area to take? Let me see. Should I go from a high to a low there? Let's do that. Let's try this out. High here to a low here. And if you're using a different chart, the high to low is probably going to be different. You won't get the same targets. I'm using the Coinbase chart because it has the most volume for KTA. Absolutely it does. High to low. The expectation here, at a bare minimum, would be that we go to the 236, which is at 16 cents. That's not bad. 15.3 cents. We were originally buying below 14 cents, so Going from below 14 cents to 16 cents is not too shabby at all in a 3 day period, right? Just for buying and going to sleep, and then you could sell at like a 10% or like 15% gain, whatever that would be. But that's the minimum target based off these fibs. The next target would be the 382. And typically with the 382, you don't stop at it, you wick a little bit above it. That makes sense to me because why would we stop here? What incentive do we have? There's no price action that suggests that we would. The price action to suggest that we'd stop is just a little bit higher. So again, with the 382, it's very common to wick a little bit above it. So I think this area of like 19 to 20 cents is promising, to say the least. Depending on what we do, how we find resistance, how we climb, whatever, I do expect that we'll continue to climb. I do think that inevitably we will get to these areas, which are at 24 to 26 cents. We have gaps up in this area on the Coinbase 1 hour time frame. We have plenty of gaps, so these gaps will get filled. They don't have to get filled, but statistically speaking, they're very likely to get filled. So I'm with absurd confidence. Even here from 15.3 cents, I think it's a good buy because I think that we have 60% to 70% move coming in. Like this, if I'm correct, should happen within the next 2 weeks, if not the next week itself. It might happen by the end of tomorrow. It's going to be a fast process. 2 weeks time to do 60% or 50% is a fast process too, you guys. It's a very fast process. But wouldn't it be nicer if it was faster? Anyways, I'm getting distracted here. 4 hour time frame, I like it. I don't mind it. Okay, we're doing good things. Daily time frame here, looking at this, we're going to get rid of the volume now. We're going to look at the crypto chart, and it might be a little bit different, but I think the daily time frame will be a little bit more coherent to the average of these collective other charts. Looking at the MACD here, it's not that we can't go lower. Man, we can go so much lower. It's not that we can't, okay? But since October, we don't really go lower in the histogram than where we are now. We haven't. Since October, this is some of the lower readings that we've seen on our oscillators. That doesn't mean that we can't go lower. We absolutely can, but we are dying off in our bearish momentum, at least with this move right now. We do have a bit of a double bottom here with our chopsticks, with our wicks down there. And there was good volume coming in from both of those times. I don't know what happened here. We looked at the 1 hour or the 1 minute time frame on Coinbase, and we saw that it looked like a lot of forced selling pressure here. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if the team sold and they had to sell at market value so they could keep the lights on, so they could market, so that they could pay somebody's salary. If it was a whale that just decided, screw it, I'm out. If it was somebody who was part of the team that got excommunicated and they're like, screw it, I'm selling all my tokens, I'm dumping the market. Well, I don't know what happened. A big force definitely pushed the price down here. But we go on X.com, we look at Keeta, and you can go to Ty Shank as well. That's the like CEO. That's the chief. What do I want to say? He's the chief of the company. He's the main guy, the head honcho. There we go, the head honcho. He's that guy. You can look at both of their stuff, and there's nothing that seems negative, right? What you got KTA trading on change now, cool. You've got positive news from March 18th, nothing negative. And that doesn't mean that something negative couldn't have happened. Maybe it was personal. It wasn't. Maybe it's nothing like what I'm trying to say. I could be way off. I'm doing a lot of assuming here. But, no, not Tyler, sorry. Ty Shank D. Be the difference. I like it. That reminds me of Bruce Almighty. But yeah, look, see, like there's nothing negative. He hasn't posted anything, and he's been very transparent. There are some things in the works that like they're not transparent about, but they at least address their plans for things. But it's okay to not be transparent about things. Like if you're planning something, if you're trying to do something, you shouldn't just tell the public every step of the way what you're doing. I think that that's a good way to jinx things. I don't know. I'm talking about things that don't really matter. All I'm trying to say is, if something negative was to have caused this drop that was like seriously detrimental to KTA, to Keeta's ecosystem, I believe that these people would tell us. I believe that there'd be something, that they would tell us. If that's not the case, boo on you. I'm talking you up for no reason. It's still not too late because it happened recently. But I think anybody who's and who am I to say this? I've just been in this space for a long time. Investors don't care about negative news. They care about how you handle it. If there's negative news, be transparent. Be transparent, man. Because if the negative news is affecting the price, but you're not being transparent, people are going to get weird about it. They're going to get weird and they're just going to panic sell based off the price. Where if you're transparent about it and you say that you're trying to work on it, fix it, some issue happened, whatever, but you're going to come back stronger than ever, you'll build faith. People will continue to invest. You won't get panic selling. You'll get conviction in your in you as a company. I don't think anything negative happened here. We didn't see it, and I feel like these guys would have said something personally. Anyways, that was a long stint of information that wasn't really that helpful, I guess. Daily time frame. The stochastics are coming out of the oversold zone. Positive. That's really good. That's really nice. Now, we've done this like twice already in this month of March. Let's see if we can get the real deal here going. Right. We went all the way up to the 50 here, the 50 there. We didn't really see much of a movement. We've got a little bit more volatility here. I really do think we're going to see a quick snap back up to this 21, 22 cent area personally. And definitely we could move beyond. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved all the way back up to 34, 35 cents. It could be by the end of this month. It could be sometime in April. From here, that's 100% growth, guys. It's over 100% growth. All you got to do is put your money in and go to sleep. That's it. And the thing is, if it keeps dropping, okay, that's fair. That's a fair concern. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. From a high to a low, it's already dropped 42% in the past 4 days. The rest of the market did not do that. This is a discount. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm not the only person who believes this in this space, man. I fully believe KTA will see new all-time highs. The people who think like that, who are long-term minded, they're looking at this not as something scary, but as a massive opportunity. If you're in it for the short term, cool. I have a short term position that I'm planning on selling once we get up here. It can keep pumping. I don't care because I'm going to have my long term position, which will really, really be very fruitful as time goes on. Anyways, I don't have much else to say. I feel like I'm just talking at this point, so I'm going to end the video there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. From a low point to a high point here, we wicked below the golden ratio but closed above it. It's a little bit sloppy, but KTA is a low market cap coin, so sloppy is kind of implied there. Like we found support at the golden ratio here, but you wicked through it, so it's kind of the same thought here. I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. We should be moving back up to, again, 20 cents to 25.6 cents pretty soon. Bye-bye.